Today we discuss about airtight buildings, or we call it sealed buildings. Uh, Contents about this one, we take terminologies, benefits of airtight buildings, airtightness consequences, improving airtightness, and again the airtightness test. Controlling air leakage is an important factor affecting buildings' energy efficiency, then occupants' comfort, and uncontrolled infiltration of air could have drawbacks such as increasing energy consumption, health and safety of the building's occupants, and accelerate deterioration of building materials such as concrete corrosion, mold, then wet insulation, peeling. Uh, those effects can occur from the plasters as well, from plaster to interior. Then airtightness, resistance of infiltration, exfiltration of conditioned air through gaps, cracks, openings in the building's envelope. Then causes of air leaks, pressures difference across the building envelope, temperature difference across the building envelope. So both can occur. If the temperature of the building envelope means interior and exterior. So if there are any differences in between that, you have a leak, we call air leak. So if the air leak happen, then the tightness is going to be reduced. Then you may face so many issues like gaps, cracks, openings. So if the openings happen, then the tightness reduce. Air leakage refers to the unplanned, unpredictable, and unintentional airflow in the building. We call infiltration, or out of the building exfiltration through building's envelope. Then building envelope means the building envelope include all the building components that separate the indoors from the outdoors. It includes foundation, those are the kind of elements in the building: foundation, roof, windows, exterior walls, doors. So those are the uh, components, we call elements of the building. So it becomes the components of a building envelope. Then infiltration is the movement of air through leaks, cracks, or other adventitious openings into the building. It is called into. Exfiltration is the movement of air through leaks, cracks, or other adventitious openings outside the building. So that means flow into the inside and flow into outside. Then wind washing, air movement that occurs due to wind entering a building envelope and passing through the thermal insulation and significantly impacting the thermal and moisture performance of those assemblies. So that is what we call wind washing. And stack effect is a temperature driven phenomenon which is especially noticeable in cold weather when warmer indoor air, which is lighter than the colder outdoor air, tends to rise in the building. So it is influenced by temperature differential between indoors and outdoors. Right? So you have interior and exterior. So the component in interior and the component in the exterior. So it is indoors and outdoors. So the temperature difference. Then size and location of the opening in the building enclosure. Right? I think you have the experience of fixing ceilings in the interior. So you have finish roof and you have a ceiling roof. Both the differences are you can see. So if you have a ceiling which is some distance from the roof, you have space in between that, so then you didn't have any tightness about the airflow, right? So there you have so many leakage. But if you have the finish roof, You can see how it appears, right? So that terminology, what I included here is that because if you are reading some of the reports, if you are reading some of the journals which include about this air tightness, so if the kind of terminology appears in that report or any journal, then you can easily understand what it means, right? So this is what happens in the building, right? Called understanding stack effect. Stacking means it stops there, right? So here this is the foundation or substructure. Then you can see the blue arrow shows how the air uh, comes to the building, inside the building. So where it comes, then you can see how it spreads all over the building and how it emits into the outdoor, right? So if the tightness is going to be the effect of this one, so whether if you are entering those kind of air into the building, then they stack and there is no any location to move that one to the outside, so that is your stacking. So stack effect in a two-story house, then it comes and goes like this. So if they stack inside in the building, so there is no any what is called ventilation, right? So it is very important to have a good ventilation, but by getting the ventilation it needs to have a good air tightness from the components or the elements. So benefits of airtight buildings, that is very important to discuss. What are the benefits that you can get after doing that tightness to the building? So airtight buildings waste less energy and cause less carbon dioxide, right? So it means you to have a good ventilation, because living beings inside the building, so they emit CO2 and absorb O2. So if there is no any movements of CO2 and O2 into interior and to the exterior, so then if you do not have that effect on the building, so CO2 percentage may increase. But if you have this type one, then that less CO2 is inside the building. So enables right sizing of HVAC system. HVAC means heating, ventilation and air conditioning. HVAC. The reduce energy cost, vital to achieving passive builds. You have active and passive. So passive is a kind of effect I we can discuss. Then reduce interstitial condensation, more comfort for occupants, then opportunity for owners to give their buildings an advantage. Because the customers who try to buy a building or a house, so they have some kind of expectations to fulfill when they need to buy a particular building. So if this one, that means air tightness is the particular benefit that they can get when they buy that particular building, so it is an advantage for the customer. These are the air leakage consequence. You have thermal comfort, air quality, moisture damage and HVAC sizing, then convective loops. So you have thermal comfort, it's going to be indoor environment, and again the air quality. And moisture damage, you have increased the durability, and again into the indoor environment also. Then HVAC energy, and this